Mashujaa Day has come and passed. My takeaway, my take home, it was a wonderful event. This time protocol observed and very little friction and embarrassment and shame from our leaders fighting for space. The only shame and embarrassment there was is being a Kenya celebrating 60 or so years of independence, yet knowing so well on the same day millions of Kenyans are going to bed hungry. Millions of educated young men and women do not have jobs. Knowing so well there is a lot we can do to take this country to where it belongs, and yet the leadership has failed us. That was the pain. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about take home. What I saw. The main thing, and a lot of my viewers and subscribers and friends have asked me to talk about this. What I saw was what Uhuru cleverly did, which was to pull the rug from under William Samoei Ruto. In short, President Uhuru's speech actually dismantled and abolished and cleansed and threw out of the window the bottom-up thing. How? The bottom-up approach as given to us by William Samoei Ruto is about taking resources to the people, enabling Mama Mboga, boda rider, Nduthi man, they are called bodas, Mkokoteni person. Wonderful. The people are down there. But what the president did was to give a structured approach to how resources can reach down there. So as you are doing sloganeering about bottom-up, the president is showing you government can, and indeed government has in the past and continues to do. And at this time, the president is saying government is only stepping up what it has been doing. If you hadn't seen it, if you are talking about the bottom-up as a slogan, throwing cheap slogans around, let me spell it out to you. That one, we are going to have interventions just like government has been doing. This time we are putting so clearly so that after this Mashujaa Day, stop talking about bottom-up. Because we are doing it as a policy-driven, with a legal framework, highly structured, and we are saying we are going to address issues of farmers. We take $1 billion shillings or so and give to the coffee sector under specific regime, pursuing a certain policy. We'll give 1.5 billion or thereabout to the livestock sector with a brief and a policy clear to do 1, 2, 3. We will give 1.5 billion shillings to the sugar sector with clear instructions, not for wadosi kugawana, not for debtors like it happened in the past. No, 1.5 billion, I know it's little, but it's clearly to pay farmers and for maintenance of those factories, not for the big people who claim they are owed by the factory. So much money to the tea sector. All that is getting down to the people. That's not something as empty, shapeless, amorphous like bottom-up. We are going to construct 50 new level 5 hospitals, level 3 hospitals across the country. What's more, in the construction of those 50 level 3 hospitals across the country, we are going to insist the people to do the constructions are local people. That is at the bottom for you now, you can see. And a highly structured approach, complete with government supervision. No money is being dropped down there just in an amorphous way. No sloganeering about bottom-up. No, we are constructing 50, another 15 ongoing in Nairobi. And we are saying the people to be paid are people from the localities in which those 50 hospitals are being constructed. Money is going down. We are saying in order to implement the CBC, which by the way I don't support myself, we are going to construct 10,000 classrooms to ensure that those who are now transiting to the new arrangement where we are calling junior secondary will find a classroom ready for them. 10 or so billion shillings. The people working on those projects, the material, the contractors from the locality. What's more, the money shall be paid to them directly, not through any other person, directly. It will not pass through anybody, not through any agent, not through any agency, not through any other office, direct to them. Money will go down there. CDF, MPs are being advised to do another 10,000 classrooms to give it preference. And again, following the same. This is a structured way of reaching the ground. You can now see when I say the president is actually tearing the bottom-up thing into pieces and throwing it out of the window. You talk about small-scale traders, SMEs, a raft of measures put in place to ensure they can remain afloat during these tough times, including removing the listing on the Credit Reference Bureau, CRB, which is a hindrance to getting loans. Remove it until September next year. Practical steps, structured, policy-driven, with a legal regime to boot. Not sloganeering about bottom-up. That's what I'm talking about. That when I look at the Mashujaa Day speech, it went for the bottom-up and completely destroyed it. About measures on those whose business below 5 million and below, a raft of measures. All these are aimed first at cushioning the small people down there through the stimulus. Because a lot of these things I've said are stimulus in nature. Because if you put money on the ground in a structured way through government project, not to mention 10 billion or so, kazi kwa vijana or kazi mtaani, whatever it's called, you are putting government money in a structured way on the ground. It's for this reason I see more sense in a 6,000 than talking about the amorphous bottom-up. I may not agree with certain aspect of it, but I am for things that are structured, things that have a legal backing, things that are generated by policy, and in turn, if that policy is generated through a lot of thinking, those are the things I support. And if I look at that, I can see that in the speech of Mashujaa Day, the president went directly for the bottom-up thing. He also went for Ruto silently. There was no politics. Those who do not understand how these things are done, let me break down for you. You have been going around the country, you are William Samoei Ruto, who is my friend, is a good man, and I say he can make a good president. Unlike many people, I believe Ruto can make a good president. You are going around and you are Ruto saying, work stopped in 2017. Uhuru and I did so much, SCGR, what, of course you don't mention the corruption that went with it. It's fine. You say so much we did, but work stopped in 2017. And from 2018, specifically March, BBI, the handshake, positions, and the constitution took over. The big four stopped completely. Now you are here in Kirinyaga, and the president is telling you and the country, we have done so much in the past few years. We are doing the longest road, Mau Mau Road, longer than Mombasa-Nairobi Highway. This was not done in 2016. In the past 2 years, we are doing the greatest, whatever it is called, this thing in Nairobi, from Lolongo to Rironi, 27 kilometers. It has express highway, the biggest in Africa. Vehicles flying on top there, as you might think you are somewhere in America or Europe. We have done this. It's been done in the last 1 or 2 years. And you are seated there. In a sense, your boss is telling you, man, wacha porojo. So if you look at Mashujaa Day in that context, you can then begin to see and understand what I'm saying, that the president is a very shrewd politician. Without seeming to play politics, without bashing anybody, he's able to move you from where you have been, from your comfort zone, if you are William Ruto, toss you in the air and let you fall down. Take the bottom-up thing, say somebody is promising you money, which will come down there fine, but how? What is the channel? How will it come down there? If government wants support programs, this is the way those things are supposed to be done. So if you look at Mashujaa Day, then you can begin to see President Uhuru Kenyatta, the tough, shrewd politician he is, sometimes, and indeed most times misunderstood, was able to demolish the bottom-up thing and show Kenyans and William Ruto that government has been doing things, government can continue doing things. I, as Manyora, I don't support government in terms of the pace, in terms of the approach, in terms of certain policies. So let me get this thing very clear. If I was the president, all the things I'll do would be wonderful. But in the smallness of their things, they are doing these things, their standards, their bar is low. Judging them by the bar they have set for themselves, all these leaders around, then you can see it is true actually that the president has shown that government can do things, can do them in a structured way, and that the people should not listen to people who take advantage of the misery of the economic problems in the country, of the pain brought by corona and other problems. People should not be allowed to take advantage and do sloganeering, because government can do these things in a structured way. And therefore, my advice to William Samoei Ruto is to go back to the drawing board. 9 more months, and you can see they are beginning hammering you. Sit down with people who will help you to think, to see that as they pick and isolate one after the other of the things you are trying to bring around, and as they dengua them, as they demolish them, you need to be quick in thinking, quick in action. You came up with the hustler narrative, it was destroyed. You have come up with the bottom-up narrative, it's being destroyed now. You must be quick and come up with something so that you keep these gentlemen on their toes. If you allow them to demolish the way they have demolished the hustler narrative, the way they have demolished now the bottom-up, you will be like fish out of water, and Raila will have a walkover. He will have you for breakfast next year, August. Have a good day.